You a good boy? Look in the camera, huh? So guys, everybody complained when Enrique cut his hair. So we got somebody with better hair. Welcome, new Enrique. Yeah, you ready to play some jiu-jitsu? We have a good question for episode 24 today. All right, go get it. So, guys, we got a episode 24. Last week, I just finished my camp in Czech Republic. Guys, the best part about the camps is the idea that I got to meet some of the people from the antivirus tribe. That was the best part. I mean, I enjoyed it tremendously. I enjoyed teaching. I enjoyed being there. But the best part is I met some people that I've never met before, and they were part of the antivirus tribe. Next Monday, I'm flying out to Sicily. So hopefully I'll see some of you there. What happened? Where's the new Enrique? What'd you do to him?
He's an imposter. I had to get rid of him.
So we have a good question, and this might take a little bit of time. So my favorite attacks from Delariva guard. He looks so sad. He was in the limelight for what about 20? It's supposed to be 15 minutes of fame, not 20 seconds. All right, so guys, my favorite attacks from Delariva. Let's get to it. So the Delariva guard is actually one of my favorite. My preferred is split guard, but Delariva is a good guard, especially when you don't have a good engagement. So again, the best parts about Delariva is the ability that he cannot really run away easily. He could kind of step out and so forth. But again, with guard, I'm looking for two things first before we start to layer on additional requirements. One of them is that he cannot back out that easily, and then the other one is that he cannot come forward that easily. The problem with Delariva is I need to make sure that this leg is engaged, because if it's not, if Enrique shoves this down and start to move forward, now I have a problem. So when you play Delariva guard, guys, make sure that this leg is engaged and start to get additional grips. With the gi, it's easy because you go, with no gi, I tend to go for this arm, okay? So again, I make sure that this is engaged and constantly off balancing. Don't be lazy, don't play like this and so make sure you're sitting up and stay aggressive. So my favorite attacks are as follows. So I want to make sure I want to put his leg kind of far away. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start to weave my left leg in this case to the other hip. Notice that I'm basically putting all my weight, almost all my weight, at least the lower part of the body, on him rather than on the floor. This is very weak. This is easy to pass. So again, I will put my weight on him. This leg comes off his thigh. I put it behind his leg. And now, guys, this is where people make a mistake. If I can reach his pants, I'll sit up. If I cannot reach, I will pull his arm off to the side, and then I start to kick. From here, I will immediately attack. These are effectively hooks. They kind of prevent him from moving well, so I can attack immediately the neck. If he's once I have good grips on the upper part of the body, I will transition to get my hooks in. Well, let's look at it again, and I'm going to go over this with no gi because you could do this no gi as well. All right. So first, I set up my grips. If I have the gi, I will generally go to the gi. If I don't, or you could always go to the arm or just a regular arm grip. So I make sure that this leg is off balance. I weave. I'm almost looking behind. Obviously, I can do berimbolo, but that's not one of my favorite attacks. Because you can, on berimbolo, you can be berimbolo, meaning that the guy can attack you. So I transition the foot off his leg, behind his knee. If I have the collar, guys, don't pull towards you. I'm pulling off at a slight angle, and then I just kick. Once I'm here, I will get my grips, and we go into back attacks. So I'll do it one more time with the gi, and then I want to go to no gi, so you can see that you could do this no gi as well. So again, I'm going to get a gi grip. Guys, when you get a gi grip, make sure it's a good one. This is weak. So as soon as I rope climb. I get a good grip, push his leg out. This foot comes behind, and now I pull. So this will bring him into a good trajectory. And obviously, I'm going to look for the hooks as well. So that's one of my favorite attacks. Let's look at it. It's a good thing you're wearing rash guards. So
I say you don't.
well, it's because I'm going to be doing it to you. Yeah, I should have. It's a good idea because if we switch to no-gi, I should have. So in this case, if it's no-gi, I still will play this, but instead I get a grip on the arm. I pull, and now I pull the arm diagonally across. I don't need to have necessarily the pen grip or the belt grip. You could do this again. With no-gi. So let's look at it one more time. So this is one of my favorite attacks, Delariva. I'm going to go over two more. All right? Any questions on the first one so far?
So the first question about this is, Angsberg is asking, how do you avoid getting backstepped into a knee bar?
Oh, that is an excellent question. This is one of the biggest mistakes people make also. Well, hold on one second. Let's do it this way. So guys, tell me if you see what I'm doing different. Backstep. Yeah, this is bad. My knee nearly popped. That's my bad. Oh. It's okay, but so we'll look at the difference now. Backstep. Oh, are we doing this? I got the new Enrique. One wrong move. The new Enrique's in.
My replacement is right there.
Could you guys tell me what I did different between 1 and 2?
Angsberg said, knee pointing to the wall.
Bingo.
Oh, the windows.
Well, don't make me hit you. Exactly. The point is, the mistake that people make, if you play Delariva, especially like deep Delariva where you go into the back take / matrix, you need to point the knee at the wall. If you point it at the ceiling, he can backstep and the knee bar threat kicks in almost immediately. You may be able to escape it, but it's almost immediate. You're going against a good guy, you will get knee barred. When you point at the wall, what I do is actually kind of follow his fall down. So once I start pointing at the wall. When he starts to backstep, I start to point towards the floor. So let's look at it one more time. So again, as I'm pointing, so look, hold. You could see my knees pointing at the wall rather than the ceiling. This is a big mistake. Oh, we're doing this? No. Okay. This is a big mistake, pointing at the ceiling. If you point at the wall, even if he does sit, I start to point my knee at the floor. Oh. So I can continue the attack. It's very simple. It's literally that simple. Point your knee at the wall. Once he starts to backstep, transition from pointing at the wall towards the floor.
And JM Baseball is asking, my partners seem to be able to shuck my far leg pretty easily. Even if I try to keep tension. I got short legs though. Any tricks?
Yeah, break his posture a little bit better. So if you got short legs, yes. So hold on. So once you get here, his hands have to go to the floor. So notice right now I'm pointing my knee not exactly at the ceiling, but sort of somewhere in between, but it's out. Once it goes deeper in, then I have to make sure that I start to point at the wall or towards the floor. All right, but again, so if you having trouble, your legs are short, just off balance him. You can also pop up. So make sure that anytime you off balance somebody forward, their hands go to the floor, which means that their hands cannot be on your shin to shove it down. I think the new Enrique is losing respect for you as
He's learning.
I'm getting the better of you.
He might get his first stripe after this episode.
So I hope that answers the questions. Do we have any more on this? So I have 3 attacks that I want to go over with you. These are my 3 favorite attacks from Delariva guard. The second one is so as I establish Delariva guard, I will off balance him, pull, and basically transition from this is my preferred guard, the split guard. This is the way that I like to attack. A lot of times I don't have that availability, but it's pretty easy transition from Delariva into split. All right, so if I have any issues, I will transition from Delariva to split guard. That's a very, very good transition. Again, with the gi, generally speaking, I'll take whichever collar is given me. I will off balance him, sit up, pull. Now, I don't pull straight forward. I pull at an angle, tilt myself, and now I have a really good attack from here. Whatever finalization. Oh, we're doing this, huh? We're doing this. Whatever, a lot of times if you've been studying the split guard guys, the chances are a high level guy, Enrique's level, or good purple belt and above will generally immediately turn, give you omoplata, but that's the best solution for them to follow up. Apparently they're doing construction in the next space. The new Enrique fell asleep and now he's awake. So anyways, that's sort of my second preferred attack. I know we're going from one guard to the other. If you've been following us for a while, you know that split guard is one of the most effective, both defensively as well as offensively guards. So that's my preferred one that I constantly try to aim to get into. A lot of people, especially now my high level belts that I train with a lot, try to prevent me from getting to that point. But that's, so if I have to go to Delariva into split, I will. Okay, Mike, looks like I have a question.
Yeah, we have 2 questions so far, but before that we have Guillermo. He's saying, first time watching live from Mexico. Thanks for the teachings.
Nice.
Hola. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Welcome.
And lots of peers asking, what makes you decide which attack you use?
It depends what he gives me.
Attack.
Where's new Enrique now? So it depends what he gives me. So right now, this is what Enrique gave me. So right now, I'm attempting to do an arm drag. As he's fighting it, it allows me to go into split guard. If he's standing more upright, then I'm going to go into sort of the back take / matrix. Okay? Now, I have a third one, favorite attack. So these are the 3 favorite attacks that I use. And I call it, oh, we have a question?
Yeah, we still have more questions.
Do you understand how my brain is like completely, because I just came back from Czech where I had to speak 2 different languages.
And Angsberg is asking, how would you grip to get to split guard in no-gi?
Darn. Take off there. So you can see which I would take between the first and second technique or attacks. It depends on his posture. If he's standing kind of like leaning somewhat forward and trying to push my leg down, I'm gonna go into split guard. If he's standing upright, kind of with good posture, I'm gonna attack the back, matrix or back take. So his posture determines which attack I use. There's a third one that I'm going to come back to, which is when people now start to stand very narrow to avoid leg attacks. But first, we're gonna go how to do this one in nogi. So with nogi, generally speaking, nogi, when I have to go through the Delariva, no, look at my legs. My left leg is pointing, my knee is pointing at the wall, especially nogi, because the leg entries are a lot more dangerous. So again, I'm pointing, even if you miss it, if you're pointing, so I can always bring my knee to the floor and then that's a scramble that I'm going to win. So with nogi, I will replace to control his posture that we do a lot of times nogi, especially from closed guard or when the guy's on his knees, I tend to go to the neck. When they're standing, I tend to go to the arm. Okay, so with Delariva, you can sit up and you should sit up fairly high. However, it's a lot harder to get behind his neck. So I will generally switch to the arm control. So as I'm doing this, so I will off balance him, sit up, and say hello to split guard. One more time, please. So again, I gotta take the grip that I'm looking for. But notice that I don't just ignore this leg. So I can't just attack the arm. All right? So you gotta protect your flank. I'm off balancing here, pulling as he fights. I don't care if he actually doesn't fight it. I'm gonna just take his back from here. So if he doesn't fight that arm drag, I will take his back. Most people will fight it and therefore give me split guard. If he doesn't fight it, I will drag him across and attack the back. Do we have any other questions? This appears to be a very popular topic.
No more questions on this topic, but G and baseball added. It looks like Enrique was thinking about hitting Fox with his belt.
I'm going to hit Enrique with my fist. Guys, did you wonder why I have to? Do you see, like, there's so many reels why I have to hit him? Now you can see why. You make a mockery of the episode.
What? I'm putting my gi on.
So, the third one is now you have a guy standing narrow because he wants to avoid leg entries or inversions. What I'm going to do, again, guys, make sure that when you're attacking, you have somebody in your guard. Two grips is not enough. You need 3. So what I'm going to do is weave the leg out. I'm trying to get my instep or my ankle to his far hip, regardless whether I'm going for the matrix. Again, I'm conscious not to have the knee pointing at the ceiling, but sort of sideways. And now instead of, because right now, if I push him out, my legs go down to the floor, and now he can start to attack. So when I see an arrow, I call this Dela X. I don't, for lack of better term, to me it's a combination of an X guard and Delariva. So what I'll do is I'll weave in and immediately engage my ankles. All right, so I don't want him to step out. I don't want him to. So now there's a couple different right now he's not going to backstep, so I can start to point my knee towards the ceiling a little bit more because I'm controlling his far leg with my ankle. Now it depends what he does. If he drops, I may attack with a gatame. But a lot of times if the guy's standing, I'm going to try to take his arm and sit up into Kimura grip. Then I'll just sweep. As I'm landing, I'm going to disengage. And from here, I'm mounted, so I may not necessarily give up the Kimura grip, or I actually make it a little bit stronger. So again, combination of Dela X. So Enrique starts to stand narrow. I can always bring it as he retracts. I'm going to go into Kimura grip. From here, guys, I load him on. So go back, please. So notice what I'm doing with my legs. The sweep is easy if you prep him, okay? So if I prep him, meaning that I push out a little bit, and as he's restabilizing, I bring him in and then just lift. From here, again, I can just disengage, wind up mounted, or I need to get off to really make the Kimura grip count. So that's my 3 favorite attacks from Delariva guard. I got demoted.
You lost your stripes.
No, Swiss Air. I didn't lose my stripes. Swiss Air lost my luggage. Thank you. So, and just like that, we're out of time. So, don't make me come after you. So, guys, any last minute questions on these 3 specific attacks before we sign off?
Thanks for saying. I've never seen the Kimura from there. That's awesome.
Thank you. It's actually, if you play around with it, it's a pretty cool move. It works really well. Don't hunt for the Kimura, because when you get there, your legs are tied up, but all you got to do is disengage them. You're going to wind up mounted. The question at that point becomes, do I stay on the Kimura or do I just attack from the mount? That's a very important question, because when you land, you don't have the best grip. So I'm using the Kimura more as a sweeping tool, right? So now, if I stay on the Kimura, I just rather take the mount and attack the mount rather than, sticking to the Kimura. So sometimes you'll have the opportunity to finish, because what happens is, for a Kimura to work well, you need to have a bend. As you using it as a sweeping tool, sometimes his arm straightens out to the point where it's going to be hard to finish. And if you, again, have those blinders on, focusing on the Kimura rather than the position, you may lose both. You're still going to be on top, so you still have gotten the sweep, but it's better to just mount first and then figure out what you're going to do with the Kimura, whether you're going to attempt to finish or attack maybe cross collar choke or something else.
Gilbert Lopez is asking, how do you avoid your opponent locking your legs?
Locking my legs.
That's your answer.
That's my answer. I bark at him.
Pointing the knee to the side. I don't know how.
I'm not sure locking my legs. I'm not sure what. Yeah, this is. I could always, if he drops to one knee, I have the Uragatame. But I'm controlling his posture. I'm controlling his stance. So it's very difficult. His best bet might be to, that's. You could also drop him just straight back. So I'm not sure what exactly does that mean, but it's generally speaking, your legs are pretty safe. Again, make sure that knee points at the wall, right at the ceiling. The minute you feel him backstepping, go from pointing at the wall down towards the floor, and you're safe. All right, guys. On that note, we'll see you next week.
Like, share, subscribe, tell your training partners, your mom, your dad. Happy Father's Day.
And your friends. We'll see you next time.